Moving into a new home could be a very exciting time for you, but it could also be stressful in trying to balance out parts of your normal life with your family and your job and your relationships. As stressful as a move can be for us, it can be even more stressful for your dog. Dogs thrive with structure and routine, and they don't understand when you're making a move why their world is being turned upside down. I'm John Hamilton, an associate broker with Windermere Real Estate here in Utah, and this is my dog Roxy. She's 17 years old, which would make her a senior dog. You may have a dog that's a puppy, or it could be somewhere in between Roxy and a puppy. But I'm going to be giving you some tips about how to make your move easier with your pet. Before you make your move, you could take your dog to the vet and be sure to update your dog's microchip with the new address. And in addition to the microchip, have ID tags on their collar. It can also be helpful to ensure that you have a current photo of your dog in the event that your dog gets lost. Unfortunately, some dogs will get loose during a move, and without current contact information, it can make reunification much more difficult. Make sure that your shots are up to date, and if your dog has a history of anxiety, ask your vet if calming medication might be helpful. Additional options include a thunder shirt, which is like a weighted vest, or a calming collar. If you're moving far enough away that you'll want to change vets, be sure to request a copy of their medical records for your new vet. Ask your vet for a referral to the new one in the area where you're moving, and don't wait until your dog is not well to find a new vet in the new area. Identify location of dog parks, trails, or other destinations that you'll be using at your new address, and if the distance is feasible, consider taking your dog for a walk in the new area before the move, and that will introduce them to the smells in the area. To your dog's routines as much as possible. It might be tempting to skip taking a walk and focus more on your packing and moving items, but it can be good for both you and your pet to go for a walk, and it will relieve some of the stress of the move. During the move, you could plan to have a pet sitter if your dog's already accustomed to spending time, like at a doggy daycare or a boarding facility. It would be helpful to plan for them to stay there while you're making your move. If your dog has never been to one before, it might be best to arrange to have like a familiar relative or a trusted friend care for your dog during the move. Don't wash or replace their beds or comfort items. It's understandable that you might want to have new clean things in your new home, but your dog will feel best to have their old beds and their blankets and their toys with the familiar smells while adjusting to the new environment. Set up your dog's bed in a familiar arrangement. As much as possible, you'll want to try to keep the setup for your dog's food and water and dishes and toys and in the dog's bed, make sure that's located in the new home is similar to the setup in your formal home. After the move, you'll want to check to ensure that the yard is safe for your dog. Be sure there's not plants that could be toxic to your pet, and look for gaps in the fence to ensure that your dog isn't going to be escaping if left unsupervised. And while walking in your new neighborhood, be sure to keep your dog on their leash. Dogs' ability to smell and hear are much better than ours. It can be overwhelming for them to suddenly have to adjust to all the new smells and sounds in your new neighborhood. Understand that as your dog or dogs are adjusting to settling into the new home, that there may be some behavioral issues such as barking or whining or excessive clinging might arise, and it would be good to avoid responding in anger because your dog may need additional comforting and reassurance. Find ways to deal with your own stress, and your dog always seems to pick up on your emotions. Dogs are very adaptable and will soon feel at home in their new environment as long as they're together with you.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel for more information about real estate and living in Utah.